Follow That Map by Scot Ritchie. Follow That Map is a book about 5 friends who go through many places looking for their missing cat and dog. Readers, this is an informational book about maps. We read informational books to learn about things. As I read, I want you to pay attention to how I think about the questions in the book and how I figure out the answers to the questions. I will be doing this by thinking about what's happening in the text and in the illustrations. I will be doing this because I know it will help me learn about the text. So I see the cover. When I read the title of the book, Follow That Map, a first book of mapping skills, and I look at the cover illustration, I notice 5 children on a roller coaster, and the first child has a map in his hand. I wonder where they are going. I'm also wondering why the author gave this book the title, Follow That Map, a first book of mapping skills. Let's read on to find out. Getting started. Do you know how to find a hidden treasure? Do you know how far your house is from the candy store? Do you know the way to your favorite ride at the amusement park? It's easy. Join the friends below and follow that map. So we have Yoli, Pedro, Nick, Sally, Martin, and Ollie is the cat, and Max is the dog. A map is a drawing that tells you about a place. There are many different parts to a map. This map explains what some of those parts are. So I see a compass rose, so it's right here. I see N for north, E for east, S for south, W for west. The compass rose on a map will always point north. Some compass roses should show all 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. I see a scale bar, which has to do with measuring distance. Some maps show paths or routes that help you find your way. Most maps have a legend or key. The legend explains what all the symbols on the map mean. So I see the legend. Bicycle path is a bicycle. Forest is a tree. Lake is water. Landmark is a building. So the bicycle path is right here. I see a bicycle. So this is the bicycle path. Forest is right here. The lake is right here. And the landmark is right here. Here's another forest. A symbol on a map is a small drawing that tells you what you are looking at, and a landmark is something that is easy to find, like a tall building. One sunny day, Sally and her friends are playing in her backyard. Pedro notices that Sally's dog, Max, and her cat, Ollie, are missing. Where have Max and Ollie gone? The 5 friends decide to find out. Where should we start? We'll need some maps. I have to be home for dinner. Don't worry, we have lots of time. First stop. Yoli has an idea. Maybe Max and Ollie are visiting their favorite places in the neighborhood. The children spread out and start their search. Can you find the symbol for park on the legend and on the map? So I'm looking at the legend. Park is a swing. Now I'm going to look at the map. Oh, there's the swing. So this is the park. Maps use symbols to help you find important places, such as the hospital, your school, or your home. The symbols are explained on a legend or key. How does the illustration help you understand the importance of symbols on a map? So if we look at the illustration, how does it help you understand the importance of symbols on a map? Turn and tell your buddy. Good job. Did you say it helps you find places on a map that you couldn't find if you didn't know what the symbols stood for? Follow that trail. Sally thinks going to the park next is a good idea. She takes Max for walks in the park every day. The children will follow the route from start to finish. Keep your eyes open. Somebody is going the wrong way. Who is it? Oh, can we find somebody that's going the wrong way? I see red arrows pointing that way. So this is the path you're supposed to be on. Uh-oh, I see someone. Looks like she's going this way, but the arrow is pointing that way. Why do you think it's important to follow the arrows on a path? Turn and tell your buddy. In the city. No luck on the trail. Yuli suggests going to the city zoo. Maybe Max and Ollie are visiting the animals. Martin is getting close to the zoo. Which direction is he running? So here's Martin. And he's running this way. He's getting close to the zoo, which is over here. The elephant. So if I look at the compass rose, Martin is running east, because east is this way. Off to the country. Still no sign of Max and Ollie. Pedro has a hunch. Maybe they have left town. The children leave the city and search the countryside. How far is Martin from the tractor? You can use the scale bar on a map to see how far away something really is. The scale bar on this map shows you how to measure distance using either kilometers or miles. Hot, cold, wet, dry. Look out, the weather is changing. Good thing Martin brought an umbrella. The children hope that Max and Ollie aren't getting too wet. What's the weather like where Max and Ollie are? So here's Max and Ollie, the cat and dog. And I see a picture of a sun. I'm going to go to the legend and I see the picture of the sun. It means sunny. Wow. I realize that the weather is not the same everywhere. Different places can have different types of weather. So here's lightning, cloudy, rainy, cloudy, cloudy, rainy. Oh, that looks like a tornado. X marks the spot. Once the weather clears and the children are all dried off, Nick suggests a boat ride to the mysterious island. Sally finds a treasure map, but the children don't find Max and Ollie. Follow the friends to their big surprise. A treasure map is a kind of puzzle. X marks the spot where you'll find treasure. Go 7 steps east, cross Serpent Bridge, jump on 8 stepping stones, but stop before Alligator Beach. Go south to find the treasure. X marks the spot. Treasure. Up, down, all around. Tickets to Playland. What a great treasure. The children hop on the train and they're on their way. How many mountains do they travel over on the train ride? So I see the train track right here. I see it goes over one mountain right there. And it goes up over 2 mountains. A topographical map shows the natural features of a landscape. You can use this kind of map to find rolling hills, low-lying lakes, or mountains. In this illustration, I noticed the legend has a symbol of a cliff, a mountain, a plateau, and a volcano. So I'm thinking a topographical map is a picture of the Earth's surface. All fun and games. Sally and Pedro have a great time riding the Ferris wheel. They can see everything for miles around. Well, maybe not everything. Look who's right in front of them. Oh, gotta find Sally. Oh, Max and Ollie. They can't see them. The Ferris wheel is tall, but there's a landmark that's even taller. Can you find it on the legend and the map? Oh, I think. So let's see. Food, petting zoo, the spinner, washrooms. Oh, I think the spinner. It's taller than the Ferris wheel. A landmark is something that is easy to find. It might be a tall statue, an important building, or a funny-looking tree. Around the world. The 5 friends had so much fun at Playland, they almost forgot about Max and Ollie. Where in the world could they be? What part of the world would you go to find Max and Ollie? So we have North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, Antarctica. I see Max and Ollie down here on South America. Compared to Asia, in which direction is North America? So from Asia, which direction is North America? Turn and tell your buddy. Remember to look at the compass rose. If you start in Europe, which direction is Antarctica? So from Europe, which direction is Antarctica? Remember to look at the compass rose. Turn and tell your buddy. Blast off! Max and Ollie could be anywhere in the universe, and it's almost dinner time. There's just enough time to check each of the planets. So I see Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Oh, I see Max and Ollie. You can use a telescope to look at stars and even planets, but you will never see all the planets at once. This map lets you imagine what the planets would look like if they were all lined up together. Why do you think you can't see all the planets at once, even if you use a telescope? Home again, dinner time. The adventure is over for today, but where are Max and Ollie? There they are, sleeping under the big tree. Have they been there all afternoon? Found them. Next time, let's travel to the future. Let's do this again tomorrow. Oh, wow, Max and Ollie have been sleeping under the big tree all afternoon. Turn and tell your buddy, why do you think the 5 children went on the adventure? What do you think the author was trying to tell us in this book? So let's take a moment to think about the book we just read. I am going to go back and flip through the book to refresh your memory. So we notice on this page that it tells us the important things that we can find on a map, like the compass rose and the legend, or the key. I notice the different kinds of maps. This is a neighborhood map. This is a park map. This is a city map. A weather map. What information is included in maps to help us understand them better? Turn and tell your buddy. Thumbs up if you think the illustrations were helpful to understand the text. Think back across the book. We used illustrations and text to answer questions as we were reading. We also stopped a lot throughout the book to notice the key details in the picture and words. How did asking questions help you understand the story better? How does paying close attention to the pictures in the book help you understand it better? Turn and tell your buddy. Good job, readers.